Check, check, test 1, 2. So I'm waiting for my iPad to kick in and let me make sure that my mic is working. Let's go. I'm live. All right. Oh, frick. Just got out of the shower. Took a cold shower. And my AC is set to 64. Of course, then it says that it's 74 in here. And it's like 94 outside. It's like I've just been sitting on the couch in front of the fan with an ice pack around my neck. Shirtless and hatless. So I was like, well, I gotta get dressed and sign on. So yellow. TENIME here. Hi, Homer. Of course I was gonna wear the shirt. Come on. Not only is it the best shirt that I own, I mean, not the best shirt, but not only is it the most appropriate shirt that I own for this video, but I don't think that there is a more appropriate shirt out there or could be made for this video. We are taking a look at the Hot Toys Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice Batman 2.0 Deluxe version 1/6 scale collectible figure. Again, thank you past TENIME for paying for this last September. Hey, September to August ain't bad. I've had to wait a lot longer for things. Glares at 6th scale Dexter. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm sweating still more. All right. Okay, so looking at the box. Oh, it's heavy too. It's very heavy. Nice foil gold there. Cool logo. If you are a Snyderverse fan, while Ben Affleck is the only live-action Batman that I have ever liked and was my ideal live-action Batman, and if you want to hear me defend that point more, please check out my Metacom MAFEX Snyder Cut Justice League Batman review. Link is in the description. Watch it after this, please. Watch it after this. Don't watch it right now. But I'm not a giant fan of most of the movies in the DCEU, and I know that this is not the title that Zach wanted, so this is more of an insult to the executives, and executives do nothing but ruin art. From the beginning of time until the end of time, executives ruin art. So this is an insult to the executives who wanted this exact title, but Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice is probably the dumbest freaking title that ever could have been come up with. Awesome photo of, I'm assuming, Affleck. Like, that stubble looks too good to be the figure. We got him hanging from a building there, which is pretty freaking cool. We got him and Superman. We have him fighting Superman. Yes, okay. quick grammar lesson. If you're ever wondering which pronoun to use, he, him, I, me, take the other proper noun out. So if it's him and Superman, you take Superman out, you have a picture of him. See? But if you said it's he and Superman, and you take Superman out, it's a picture of he. That doesn't sound right. So there you go. See, pronouns aren't scary. I is a pronoun. You is a pronoun. Yes. See, just as a grammar fan, all of these bigots whining about pronouns, oh, pronouns. The word it is a pronoun, you flipping illiterate morons. Another, it's not gold, but it's not like, it is reflective because it's glossy on matte. I had a hard time figuring out like what color really it was, but it's the same for the Batman and then those, and then there's a DC one at the top. There we go. Other side is identical. Oh, top nice and gold. Not shiny, it's matte, but it's still gold. Bottom, oh, okay. I'm not kidding, man. This is heavy, and you know, like I constantly say, I'm technically disabled, and it's getting worse with age. And so, yeah, I've never had a lot of strength in my body, and I'm a big fan of grammar, but I'm having articulation problems today. My strength is, what little strength I ever had is waning with age. So a whole lot of Japanese that I don't read, a little bit of English, which I do, but I'm not going to read it because it's all just choking hazard warnings and stuff and copyright info and stuff. And yeah. So this is a slipcase. Okay. I had a hard time getting the slipcase back on the box because I took the slipcase off to use as reference for the thumbnail, and then I couldn't get it back on. I'm like, hi. So the awesome thing about this figure is that when the first Hot Toys Ben Affleck Batman was out, I was like, if I'm ever going to have a 6th scale Batman figure, it is going to be this figure, because I have no need for a 6th scale animated version, and my ideal Batmen are Kevin Conroy's and Bruce Timm's animated version and Ben Affleck's. So give me a good 6-inch line of animated Batman figures that are better quality and more articulated than the DC Direct or McFarlane re-releases, and infinitely cheaper, and doesn't stop at just 2 characters like the Medicom MAFEX line, which technically isn't even the animated series. It's the new the new adventures. Yeah, the new Batman Adventures, TNBA. Well, because in between Batman the Animated Series and TNBA, there was The Adventures of Batman and Robin, which it was the same show. That title didn't last longer than a few months. And I don't even think that title is even on any of the episodes if you watch them now. But that's what always throws me off, is The Adventures of Batman and Robin throws me off whenever I try and say The New Batman Adventures, because it makes me want to be like, The New Adventures of Batman. It's like, well, no, it's TNBA, The New Batman Adventures. So yeah, Medicom MAFEX only made Joker and Batman, but this is not a review. You know I had to throw that in there. There's the back of the box. Awesome BVS poster. Same sides, same sides. It's going to be the same top and bottom because the slipcase didn't cover the top and bottom. We have our window. Obviously, we're not leaving him in the box. Let's get him open. Anyway, oh yeah. Yeah, so I was like, oh man, you know, I really, really want that Hot Toys Ben Affleck Batman. Just never happened. And then years and years and years went by. And then they revealed this was coming out. And I'm like, all right, that's the one I'm getting. So it is better than the one that I originally wanted. Sorry, I'm hot and, like I said, having word brain problem. Oh gosh. Oh. It's the accessory tray. I mean, there's more accessories than just what's in this tray, but this is all the tiny stuff. Ooh. Don't know what that is. We got hands. We got hands. We got double chin. That guy in a little coat. We got hands. Oh, okay. Those are two right hands. No, I didn't get like an error. They're two different right hands. It's just it's pair, and then just two other right hands. But that's neat. Is that supposed to stay like a spring, or is that bendy? Or we're going to look at the instructions because I always look at instructions anyway. Being on the spectrum is very likely why I'm so adamant about reading the instructions, but especially for something this freaking expensive. Oh, okay. The bottom of that handle, which that's not how a gun like that would load, but the bottom of that handle is hollow and open. That's a pistol. The handle is hollow and open for the magazine, but not a rifle. Magazine goes elsewhere on those. All right, I'm getting my tweezies. We have 4 batarangs. Hello, watcher. Thank you for joining me. I am happy you are here. If you say hi in the chat, I have access to the chat and I can see your messages. I'm taking teeny tiny accessories out of the tray. Saturday, August 16th. Last Saturday was the 9th, which is my birthday, so I just had to add 7. But yeah, I had to. Okay. It said reconnecting. So hopefully you didn't lose me for too long. I keep all Hot Toys packaging because A, I'm not displaying all of those accessories, so I need somewhere to put them, and B, just These things are expensive, and I'm never ever going to get rid of any of their packaging, because whether they're on display or have to be moved or just in storage in general, it's what better thing to keep them in than the thing they came in. As I was saying before the internet cut out, which I don't know if it's a glitch and it's not actually happening, or if it is actually happening, but I've been getting warnings that people are trying to connect it to my Wi-Fi, and I have an extremely difficult, like, I didn't have a difficult to figure out password before, but it also wasn't. It was the Doctor Strange password. I was always proud of that. You know, what is this? My mantra? It's the Wi-Fi password. We're not savages. It's Shambhala. Well, it's not Shambhala anymore. Now it's random letters and numbers and punctuation signs that no one can figure out. So I don't know how anyone keeps connecting to my Wi-Fi, but I especially keep getting notifications that a Chromebook is connecting via a wired connection. I live alone. I don't own a Chromebook. So unless someone outside of my apartment is literally splitting into my wires, I don't know how that's happening, but I keep pausing the device because for some stupid reason, I can't remove the device or prevent the device from reconnecting in any portal or app that Comcast can offer. But, and then like sites like YouTube tend to not load on any of my browser, which I only ever use Chrome, but I've since downloaded Opera to try. Opera's been more successful loading YouTube, but it's like, what's going on? Why is my internet having problems? I've never had Comcast internet problems. They're not a good company, but I've never had issues with their service. So, and then having my stream split out, having my stream like skip in the middle for connectivity issues is, if I can't stream, if I can't upload videos, like, I thought this was wired. Maybe there's another different wired cape underneath. Like I'm good with a cape that drapes naturally. That's awesome. But like, I got the deluxe version for all of the reasons: wired cape, extra portrait. I didn't necessarily need the backdrop, but getting it is awesome. Ooh, a little dirty cape. Playing with my doll. Look, dolls are action figures. If it's 12 inches tall and has real fabric clothing, it's a doll. And I love these dolls. I have quite a few of these dolls. You'll see a small fraction of these dolls in comparisons. And as I call it dolls, all of my viewers drop off. Son of a bitch. Please come back. I didn't mean to call them dolls. Oh gosh. Ooh. Well, at least one of them left a like before they left. Oof. Oof. Seriously, if you're watching the upload, I had 2 viewers on. And as soon as I called this a doll, they disappeared. That makes me sad. Wasn't a derogatory thing. Not calling it a doll as an insult. Ah! Oh, okay, I don't like that. Yeah, see. All right, first complaint. There should be a joint here so I could actually, you know, move the head. It's an issue that the first two movie Deadpools had, that the third one finally fixed. Like, we need a skull joint, guys. Seriously, he can't. He has no head He has no head articulation, no neck articulation. Like, this is jointed, but why is this jointed when this isn't jointed? This isn't going to do anything if this doesn't have the cuts to. That's freaking dumb. Yeah, it's like, what is the point of this joint if none of the heads, because the unmasked head has a skull break. So the only head that can get any movement is the unmasked head, because that's how I want to display my Batman, you know? I knocked one of his eyeballs, so now he's... Come on. Focus. Stop focusing on me. Yeah. I knocked one of his eyeballs in it. Sorry, still testing joints. Ooh, at least he has ankle tilt. So that's another issue, is like with boots, they'll make it solid at the ankle. But then, like, if you get the boot off, you know, then it's, well, there's a joint in there. Well, what's the point of the joint if the entire rest of the boot is solid? But good ankle tilt. Nice. Very, very nice. Okay. Well, I'm already a little freaking bummed about the no head articulation, man. Am I hitting the eyes from the inside? Yes, I'm hitting the eyes from the inside. I thought, I was like, there's no way I hit it from the outside. There we go. And Affleck has blue eyes. Why does this Batman have brown eyes? So that's perfect, because Batman is supposed to have blue eyes, so Ben Affleck has blue eyes. Doesn't Ben Affleck have blue eyes? I always thought that Ben Affleck and Ben Affleck's Batman had blue eyes. Comic book Batman is supposed to have blue eyes. Is the point I've been trying to make. Blue eyes and black hair. They keep casting actors without one of those, and that's one of the reasons I was getting perturbed. I don't want to say upset, because that just seemed, you know, it's a movie casting. It's not, there's plenty in this world to get upset over. That is not one of the things. Instructions. Thank you for joining me back, and if you left because I called this a doll, I apologize. Okay. Ooh. Here's a wired cape. Come on. Wired cape. Yes, we're changing the capes immediately. I'll do it on camera, don't worry. I'm trying to get everything out of the box first, so then I can switch around, and then you don't have to look at me for the entire rest of the video. Ooh. Heavy. I am definitely going to have to get up. I don't know what those are. I'm going to... All right, I'll show it. I'll show it on this side. So this is the arm, the stand arm. They are bendy. Actually, they're not. I've been lying this whole time. I have superpowers. So this is a solid steel rod that I just bent because I'm that strong. It's metal. You could definitely F someone up with this, but it is bendy. So I am as weak and delicate as I say. So the fact that I can bend this means that no one else would have the problem. So the top and bottom unscrew for placement or additions or removals. Come on. Tighten. Okay, so it doesn't unscrew it, but it pops off because then the arm to hold the figure. So there's some nice like foam lining in here. And then that part that faces down, and then that goes up against the back. And then this is spring loaded, springy. And then you need to take the cap off of the post so you can put it on. So you can slide it down further, and then you put the cap back on. But yeah, it is tough. There is a screw that you can loosen, but you do have to take the cap off. Actually, maybe that was the problem. That you take the cap off, you loosen the screw, you slide it down, you tighten the screw, and then you put the cap back on. There we go. Oh, yeah, see? Don't do what I did. Loosen the screw first. Because there's like this rubber coating, and I damaged it. So but you know. Damage what? So yeah, so there's that. For most Hot Toys, I recommend using these, unless you can guarantee that they're not going to fall where you're displaying them. So I have all of my 6 scale stuff. Well, it's not in storage. In an IKEA Detolf. Aha, there we go. Okay. Well, because I'm going to put the non-wired cape in the same spot the wired cape was in. So I was just trying to figure out the tray order. Because then the cape goes there, and then I put this over the cape. So I have to keep that handy. And I'm going to keep it all handy anyways, because, again, A, I'm not throwing any of it away, and then B, the stuff that... Oh, okay, yeah. The stuff that I will not be displaying later will all have to be put in there. All right, let us... Oh, that's what fell out. Replacement wrist pegs. I wish more companies did this, because I just had a figure, not 6 scale. Upcoming review. That's why I'm being coy about it. But I broke a wrist peg, and I had to contact the store, the online store I got it from, in Japan. So I have to wait for it in order to continue the review. I have to wait for a replacement wrist peg from Japan before I can finish that review. Flipping this around. Where did the wrist pegs fall out of? Oh, that's where they did. Okay. Not every company has to, nor should every company do it, just because it does seem like an expensive thing to do. All right, we are going to, because I need room to move, and especially when we get to comparisons, I'm going to need to get up. So we're going to move the table out. We're going to move the camera back so there's no change with the camera. Let me zoom. Can I zoom out or no? I can zoom in. I'm zoomed out as far as I can go. Okay, so I'm going to have to not look through the camera and instead look through my iPad screen so I can make sure I'm showing you everything. So there's the figure. It's awesome. Change the cape, take the head off. Well, let's look at the instructions first. Caution, this is an expensive figure. Don't F it up. Outfit is non-detachable. Don't try to take it off, otherwise it may get damaged. Then we have leg range. Okay, so it does look like that coil is supposed to stay there, so don't try and straighten that out or you will break it. Is grapple gun. See, it says grapnel there. I had this issue when I did the MAFEX review. Is it grapnel or grapple? And then I figured out what it was, and then I did put it like in text over the screen, but I can't do that live, so... And I should have rewatched my MAFEX video before doing this. But and then I was like, that's 1, so this should be 2. No, that's I and J. Here we go. A. Fold down the indicated parts of the cape. Remove the accessory. Oh, okay. So the cowl is supposed to go under the cape folds up there. Flippity-doo out the mouthpieces. So we have this mouthpiece where his 5 o'clock shadow is a little thick on the mustache, so it looks like he has a mustache. I don't like that. Bat stash. Then we have a gritting teeth, mouth. I feel like that's a little, see, through, okay. Not looking through the camera, it looks like that 5 o'clock shadow is nice and even all around. Not looking through the camera, that mustache still looks really, really dark and thick. Well, what the crap? And then we have another mouth here. So if all the mouths are swappable and all the eyes, oh, okay. So that has the movable eyes. So then what the heck is this? Oh, I'm an idiot. I was just bitching about no articulation there, and then look at this. Articulation there. Okay, guess which head I'm using from now on. And then looking past the camera, not through the camera, that 5 o'clock shadow is better. So this is the only one where it looks like he has a mustache on camera and in person. And I'm not using this head because there's no articulation there. This has articulation. Okay. I did, before I paid for this thing back in September, I did look at all the specifics. So it's not like I was like, oh, Ben Affleck Batman, I'm going to drop $300 on this freaking thing and not know anything about it or what comes with it. So it's just, but it's been 11 months and I have trouble remembering things I did or said this morning. So, all right. So what are these? How? If I can't laugh at myself, then I'm not allowed to laugh at anyone else. Okay, so 3 styles of lower faces are interchangeable. Okay. How do those plug in? They just plug straight in. So then how do we get it out? That's how. So this does have movable eyes, and then that is how you get the mouths out. You can push on that, or there's this neat little tool. And this is for eyes. So how this works is you take that little hook, then you plug it in there, and then you try not to mess up his eyeball. The inverted of I have to move it to the right to move the eye to the left. Okay. Yeah, anytime like a flying simulation video game or like a sniper simulation video game, I always have to turn off the inversion because it messes me up. I know it's, at least with flying, it's accurate, but that doesn't mean that it helps me. So yeah, so then you just, hopefully that was on camera. If not, sorry. Okay, so there, again, which you saw me do it with my hand. So, but you know, just use the tool. That's what it's there for. That may be my default, just because the default head that I use on the MAFEX is the gritty teeth one. But whoa, okay, it's a little. It looks a little weird. All right, so I showed you how it works. I'm gonna go back to the other one because I ain't using Mr. Mustache, and I don't know how to fix that. Like, I ain't taking acetone to this. Are you kidding me? The eyes can do the same. The eye trick is the same thing, but you definitely have to use the hook end instead of this end because this is going to give you more reach up into the head. Hopefully you can see that. So I'm blocking shadow. So yeah. And then same thing. Pop mouth out. Like, the sculpt doesn't look bad. It's just that mustache is really thick and dark, and it makes it look like he has a mustache and not an all-around 5 o'clock shadow. Whoa. All right. Okay. Gritty teeth. Okay. Then we have a very nice. Jesus Christ! It looks like I have the severed head of Ben Affleck in my hands. That's crazy, man. Music's too loud. Sorry. Oh, it's probably just like fuzzy noise to you. Hopefully my mic doesn't screw up like it did at the end of my last live stream. I don't have the fan on, and usually that's what makes it do that. But so we're gonna do things out of order. The head can look up that far. You know, stubble on the throat. That's awesome. Come on. Trying not to damage that awesome. Oh, bangs. His bangs. I'll show you in a second. Can look down that far. Ugh. Insane tilt, or I just pulled it off the peg. Yep. There's the tilt. There's the tilt. This might be a better likeness than the Volume 3 Star-Lord one, because good Lord, that looks just like Ben Affleck. And again, when you look at all the past actors, with the exception of George Clooney, again, go back to my MAFEX Justice. Hi, buddy. Justice from Articulated Thoughts. So it's like when this video's over, go watch my Metacom MAFEX Snyder Cut Justice League Batman review, and like I talk about, George Clooney and Ben Affleck have been the only ones who look like comic book Bruce Wayne. And I guess you could make an argument for Adam West's costume, but those are the only costumes that have looked like comic book Batman. So go watch the MAFEX video after this, and I go all into my reasoning and excuses and everything. So yeah, so he does have swappable bangs, which are magnetic. You can have coiffed, or you can have messy, like he just pulled off his cowl. That's awesome. And then I absolutely need to get a suited body, because then I could just have a Bruce Wayne next to my Batman. It's freaking awesome. The head should pop off, because then that also has movable eyes. That is the connection point. Show you the connection point and the socket. Make sure the flat end is to the front, the round is to the back. See, and then click. And then, okay, how are we doing this? Let's look at the instructions here. This is going to be a longer video. Sorry, we're already at 40 minutes. Detach the cowled head. Yes. Okay. So just that whole thing is supposed to come out, huh? Okay. Because, hang on, let's get this cape off. Oh, swapping capes. Detach the cowled head, take off the cape, unzip the suit from the back of the figure shown, detach the head sculpt from the neck piece, attach the neck piece and hide its edge under the suit, fasten the suit, sorry, I'm trying to read it but then show you on camera. Hide its edge under the suit, fasten the suit by zipping it up, secure the cape by threading the indicated accessory through the hole on the cape and attaching it to the corresponding hole. That's what that piece is. So that goes through the front of the cape for when he takes the cowl off. Okay. Lastly, attach the head sculpt to the figure. That looks creepy. It looks like he's freaking bald. That didn't look like that. Didn't look like that when I took it off. Yeah, see, that's because it's colored. I mean, yeah, no, it's because it's colored in the hair color. Looks like he just shaved a bald patch in. God, that is so freaking cool. All right. I showed you the instructions. I'm not going to do that. Because I don't want this being 3 hours long, and I don't want to have to do this and then undo this. So, but I want my videos to be educational. Dang it. All right, hang on. This is going to be a long video. I'm sorry. Okay, removing the cape. So, oh, okay. So that was for the cowl. And then, oops, sorry, bumped the camera. Okay. Remove the cape. We are not putting the wireless cape back on. That is getting stored. Give me a second while I do that. Oh, compare the capes. They look identical, but one has no wires and the other stands up by itself. Okay, well, I don't think I've ever gotten a plastic cape to do that. It's not leaning. It's not leaning on anything. It's not like I'm not touching it. That cape is standing up by itself. All right. Wires. That's the outside. That's the inside, because a lot of unfinished. I'm showing you, I'm showing you. All right. Unzip the back. Tiny, tiny zipper pull that I can't quite see from that far away. Sorry. Okay, so looks like they zipped down pretty far. Unzip. Come on. Oh, man. Okay. Okay. That's bad. That's Trying to get tweezers. Hang on. Hopefully nothing broke. All right. Come on. Wow, that is just not going any further down. Okay, so. Also, and then it makes it look like he's just like bare skin underneath there, but it's black. And I'm fine with it being black because I'm not ever going to have a shirtless Batman. Well, it's all one piece anyway, so. Is it one piece? Yes, it's all one piece. All right, hopefully that's far enough. Okay, bangs. Okay, that's the good. That's the good one. Let's put that further back. Okay, remove the head. Pop this on under screws. Okay, there's those like little tabs, and then there are slots. So that definitely needs to come down further. Please don't unseat. I have the worst luck with zippers. Full size zippers. Although I, knock on wood, speaking in past tense only, I wasn't prepared to see Ben Affleck be undressed live. Send your payments down below. I don't have enough subscribers for that function yet. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already, please. This is a learning experience for all of us. Okay, I need my flat. Ooh. Okay. There we go. Okay. There we go. But like jacket and sweatshirt zippers, I always either pull them off the track or like fabric gets stuck in them and then can never get pulled out. All right. Tweezers. Now we put the head back on? No. Now we put the cape back on. All right. And then this piece. So does this piece stay on always, even with the masked? Okay. Is that... Yes. Okay. Upright. The vertical line, not horizontal. So yeah. So that's correct. And yeah, we don't get the natural drape with the wires, but I intentionally wanted the wires. Boom, and then let's get the messy bangs. That's why I took his bangs off. Holy crap, that's awesome. That is really cool. All right. Boop. Thankfully, that's easy. Undo. Come on. Cut. Come on. Karma. Nope. Copyright struck for. Oh. That makes me nervous. Tiny little peg. Like that's as far as it'll go. Like it's a full length zipper, but that's as far as it's going. All right. Oh, that's really clipped in there. Hang on. So you're not staring at nothing. Oh. Okay. Because there's not a whole lot to grip onto here. All right. Cowl goes over the suit. So we're just going to zip this back up. Flippy the camera. His spikes are sharp, man. Like, they are really pointy. Okay. I was trying to just use the Adam's apple. But yes, the other way is looking up inside, making sure that the shapes match. And that is backwards. And get it seated. And good Lord, that is hauntingly real. Holy crap. There's the gritty teeth. There is the neck peg for the Burton Schumacher style cowl where they can't move their necks. Or first Nolan. That was one of the greatest things about Dark Knight. It's like, you want to turn your head. Make backing out of the driveway a lot easier. All right. And vertical, not horizontal. Actually, no, I'm going to say that doesn't, because isn't this going to cover it? Yes, it is. Okay. I'm going to put that on anyways. Anyway, there's no S in anyway. And then that. Or is that going to conflict with it? I feel like that's conflicting with it. Actually, no, that's fine. Okay. It sits under there, and so it kind of acts like a, oh, that's how he plugs the cowl on. Okay, all right. So, sorry that you've been looking at an upward angle, because I'm too stupid to realize that, hi, my tripod can move up so that we can look at it more straight on. Woo! Woo! All right. Unlike the other head, pull it too far, it pulls off. So you can look. Stop it. The background's too far away. Look up. You can look down. That is straight. He's a little cross-eyed. Tilt. Tilt. Rotation. We're going to fix that eye hole. Whew, I got whacked. I got knocked all out of whack. I like when these are tighter because they're easier to leave. I want to have him kind of looking up so then I can drop his head down. Yeah, okay. So then just got to make sure to not hit those when I'm plugging this back in. Oh, nope, hang on, sorry. Oh, come on. Okay. What's the problem here? Well, I had it at a weird angle because then that took nothing at all. So, wires in the cape. Only on the sides, not on the frayed bottom edge. So an arm can come up a little above a T-pose. It can go all the way around, but the fabric is going to get in the way a real shirt would. I don't know how loose under the gauntlet it is. So usually, if you're receiving resistance here, then you twist the fabric to, you know, move along with the joint underneath. But I don't know how possible that is if it's like secured down. He has a bicep swivel. He's got double jointed elbows, comes up that far. The hands have the peg, hinge ball peg. So you can either have the pegs are a little short, so horizontal hinge, or that's still horizontal. So that's a horizontal hinge. And then okay. Well, and then you rotate that. Man, that should rotate in there. But then plug it in there, and it's going to be a vertical. But again, it's a short peg, and you got a deep-seated gauntlet there. His other hands. We're just doing this all sort of out of whack, huh? Knocking the hands all over the place. We have a relaxed left hand, maybe splayed out, gesturing. There we go. We have a relaxed or gesturing splayed out right hand. We have a right trigger finger hand for his guns. Batman doesn't use guns. I agree. That's the problem that I have with Snyder's handling of the character. Left and right. That's the fist. Stupid. We have a right batarang hand. The three fingers are connected to the palm, but then there we go. The index finger is not. And there's a little bit of space. They're kind of rubbery. Ooh. He comes with 4 batarangs. They are identical. So that times 4. Or that plus 3. I don't know. Batarang. 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 Messy bangs. Eyeball tool. Batarang hand. And then he has a grapple hand. It's hard to see, but like the ring and pinky are joined together, and the great batarangs, my favorite accessories to lose. The index and middle finger are joined together, and then they are separate from the thumb. But then there's a gap between them. So if it were Raphael, it's a Psy holding hand. But for Batman, it is it's the brand. Son of... See, I'm so used to Conroy Batman holding his grapple gun like that. But no, it's what he uses to brand criminals. I don't know how I feel about that. I am of the mind of Batman shouldn't kill, but Michael Keaton slaughters people in both of his movies, so I'm tired of people using that as an excuse. Batman doesn't kill, that's why Michael Keaton's the best. You need to rewatch those movies, pal, because Michael Keaton butchers people in both those movies. Don't get me started on Bale's I don't have to kill you, but I don't have to save you either. Oh god. All right. What? I wish that was like. Okay, I need to find a 6 scale, which I know that they make 6 scale animated Batman. So I'm gonna have to like go on eBay and see if someone is just selling the 6 scale animated Batman grapple gun, so that I can use this hand with this Batman, and that would be awesome. So I have the full size NECA replica. I didn't link it below because we didn't cover any of Batfleck's stuff in the Batman movie trivia, but go watch the Batman movie trivia, and I've got the animated series life-size replica grapple gun there. I haven't decided on a pose yet. Does the okay gauntlet comes off, so it's not tethered down there, and then hopefully can I push the gauntlet further on to get more hand range? Nope. All right, well, let's plug the hand. This is a problem with all figures, but especially 6 scale, when they have a movable, even if it's just the sleeve, because you're trying to hold on to the sleeve to plug the hand in. And that's at an angle that I don't like. And that's okay. So that joint is not. There we go. There we go. I don't know if you can see that, but I can see that. I just rotated the joint. Boom. I needed the help of the hand, but come on. Peg back on, please. I like those ratchets. I like those ratchets very much. All right. I'm going to put the relaxed hands on for now. But Batman punches. Well, this Batman is going to have relaxed hands for the rest of this video. Nope. Thank you. I love how it's so difficult until then it just happens easily. So there's padding in here, which I know Affleck's suit had, but he did also get ripped as crap. But under the padding, there is a diaphragm joint. I can actually feel it better from the back where there is no padding. That much crunch, that much back, because I'm trying not to move the waist joint either. But then with the waist, you get that much crunch, trying not to move the hips too. You get that much back, little bit of side to side, and then a little bit of twist at both. But you're not going to get rotation because, again, the suit is all one piece. So it doesn't have the cut that all plastic action figures have. His belt is awesome. No pouches on the back. I'm assuming that's accurate because these things tend to be, and especially with a figure like this that just came out now, and it's from a movie almost 10 years ago, or exactly 10 years ago. Was it 2015? So leg can go up that far. It can go back not at all. It hits the butt. It is a hard butt. It's a squishy bulge, but it is a hard butt. That's squishy. Those are squishy. Those are squishy. That's hard. Okay. Can go out that far. It does have a cap swivel, like a hip cap. Double jointed legs come up that far. That's not a boot swivel. That's just the top of the boot moving on the pant leg. Because again, thankfully, they didn't make a solid piece, so it can go up that far. It's not bad. trying to make sure not that I wasn't like popping it off the joint. Go back that far? Or did I pop it off the joint? Oh no, I moved the boot top up. So yeah, so you move the boot top up to get better range. And then so that there's a dumbbell in there. And then with the dumbbell, you can get great tilt. And then just slide that back down. Okay, the rest of the accessories, since we're just doing this whole thing out of order. There's the grapple gun. Okay, so the grapple gun. Boom. I do like this design too. Actually, I think Keaton's is cool looking. And okay, so where does this plug in? Plugs into the bottom. Boop. Nope. Maybe it plugs in harder. I'm scared about the coil, so let's try the straight one. Nope. Okay, well, it will stay in great for actual grappling poses. If you need to get horizontal, it's kind of weird. You just can't go down. These teeny tiny little pieces look to be, spare, retracted grappling hooks that fit on the side of the gun. That's awesome. Okay, well, the top one didn't stay in all that well. Come on. It's like they slide in, but then the clips don't really hold them all that well. Well, again, you just can't angle it downward. So no holding loaded grapple gun at his side, but take those out and he can hold it at his side. All right. That's what those are for. That's awesome. Threeps was talking about this with other 6-scale figures. So, I mean, honestly, I am just going to put this back in the packaging, but you get these, the bat symbol with this little arm, with this little hole, and it clips so you can display the unused busts like that. That's so cool. Threeps, I got some of my own. Ooh, cool. Okay, so you can use the, well, actually, no, he doesn't come with a stand. He doesn't come with a regular stand. Okay, well, I'm stupid. I was like, you can use the arm with the diorama. Well, because usually the arm goes into just like a circular stand, like a flat circular stand. But because there is no stand, it's just the diorama piece. That plugs in there. So the arm can plug into either of those spots. So you can give him like hanging on to the fire escape pose. Or is that back? Did I put that backwards? Oh, you can switch it. Holy crap. Okay, well, so yeah. So there's that. Or I was wondering why there were. Ooh, shoot! Careful. I'm like, why are there two sets of holes in there? Because you can turn it around. I told you. I don't remember from 11 months ago, man. You can turn it around and use it like that. So you can use either side of the wall. That is freaking awesome. Yeah, and then you plug the arm into either the hole there, or if you're using this side, you can use the hole there. That's cool. Okay, well, looks like I accidentally skipped a part. So yeah, so boom, bada boom, arm. Okay, you can take the fire escape off. The ladder can be mounted onto the holes on the backdrop. Position the ladder shown. Be careful when attaching the ladder to prevent damage. Yeah, because it's very thin, brittle. Yeah, there's really no reason to take that off, because like there's no other places you can move it to, and then because it came packaged with it on, I mean, it's not something that you need to assemble. Okay, so yeah, this is double-sided. That's why I was like missing stuff. So here's what we've already gone through, and then because I was like just like taking little bits here and there, it's like, well, just unfold the whole darn thing, stupid. And this shows you how to use the arm. That is not the arm that it comes with. Oh, only applicable to 731. This is 732, the Deluxe. So yeah. So otherwise, that's the usual arm. And I guess he does come with the regular one. The brand, the Batarang, and then we have the Kryptonite gas gun, and that's cool. So it's a grapple gun, and then this launches the Kryptonite gas pellets. So that's cool. And then you get two. Sorry, my hands are dry. There's a closed capsule. And there's an open capsule. And they can fit in there. That, I'm glad it doesn't clip in, because then you potentially lose it. That goes in a little further because it's closed. It's not open. Yeah, that's cool. No other moving parts. These rings are rings, so dingle dangle. You could put a strap through there. It doesn't come with one, but you could put one there. I don't think there was a strap in the movie, so you know, it's not like it's missing. It's just, if it had those rings on it in the movie, then that's why they're here. 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 Stop saying that. All right. Comparisons. How long are we? Hour 13. Okay. It's not going to be as long as I thought. I am going to put accessories in the tray, though, because I don't want to be like Justice and lose all my Batarangs. Put that there. Which way do those go? Okay, those go like that. I might. Okay, well, I'm not putting the whole thing away, but like, yeah, I haven't figured on pose yet. Grip. Oh, that's the brand grip. Okay, and then. Sorry, I know this is super riveting for you. Is that the brand, and then that's the Batarang? I don't remember how these came packaged, man. Are those the splayed out? There we go. Okay. Nope. Nope. Okay, then that was the. Is that where the trigger fingers? Man, I don't know. The only hands that weren't originally in this tray were the fists. Trigger finger. Thank you. Okay. And we're just gonna put the fists in there just in general. I mean, I do have my, well, he was off to the side. You could see him, but my MAFEX Batman is defaulted fists. But Batarang. grapple line, batarang, eyeball tool. That's not how that goes. How the heck does that go? Nope. Eyeball tool. Brand kryptonite gas capsules. Okay. Oh, I don't know where to put these. Bangs, mouth, heads. Throw them all around. My backdrop is coming apart. I want to do something. I know a lot of people like do different setups. Like toy review people do different setups. I don't think I have a good enough camera to actually have like a backdrop, like a diorama or like, you know, just in front of a shelf or whatever, like some people do, and they do it well. I'm not criticizing them. I'm criticizing my own capabilities. If I can get a better camera that can stay focused on the figure, sure. But in the meantime, sticking with the plain is fine, though I don't want to do the white. I know I borrow a lot from Robo, and I've said he's my favorite. I'm not trying to plagiarize him. You know, blue's his thing. It was for Fwoosh, and then just him by himself now. But because my TENIME logo is neon green, I want to get like a green screen and then some like PVC from Home Depot or whatever to make like a little frame, and then I can just have like a green cloth on the frame. Okay, comparison time. We have the Joss Whedon Justice League Medicom MAFEX Batman. We have the Medicom MAFEX Zack Snyder Justice League Batman. Those are my Ben Affleck Batmans. Well, if this is your favorite live-action Batman, how come these are your only ones? Well, because the Mattel figures look like crap, and the McFarlane figures didn't look any better. So I'm not going to buy crappy, ugly figures just because they're an iteration of a costume that I like. And especially if they look like crap, I'm not going to buy it if it's an actor that I like, because then if it doesn't look like the actor, then why am I wasting my money on them? So yeah, these are the only Ben Affleck Batmans I have. Sorry. And then beyond the Mattel and McFarlane DC Multiverse figures, just, as far as I know, there are no other Ben Affleck Batman action figures. So blame the people not making those figures. So there's those. The only other DCEU 6-scale figure I have is Miss Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. And you see, I don't think I ever finished my sentence when I was talking about my 6-scale figures in the Detolf. A lot of the figures are leaning. They're leaning against the sides of the display case or the back of the display case, or they're leaning against another figure. So it does, like, I've posed them so that it doesn't look like they're really badly leaning. Like, you know, it's not a bad looking display. But I've engineered the poses to specifically and purposely lean into other figures for stability. So then even if, you know, an earthquake happens, no one's fallen over. So, but there's Harley. Ooh. I don't have Iron Man, but I do have MCU Captain America. This is the only one I have. It's the stealth suit from Winter Soldier. And this is the first release because the new one that's coming out is not out yet. I would really like it. I do consider it an upgrade to this, but these things are freaking expensive. And if past TENIME didn't pay for it, present day or future TENIME is probably not going to enjoy it. But here's Chris Evans in lieu of Robert Downey Jr. Then because I said this is my first and only 6 scale Batman. I don't have any others. However, I do have another actor in the iconic studios Patrick Bateman from American Psycho. So at least we have a Christian Bale to compare to. Hey, Paul! I don't know why I'm doing these one at a time. Then we have the 3-0. See, he's posed to lean against the back of the case. Ooh, there we go. 3-0, Cowboy Bebop, Spike Spiegel, and Mondo. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Michelangelo. And that is correct. That is how big a Ninja Turtle should be to a 6 foot, Affleck 6'2", I think Affleck 6'2". So yeah, that's how big a Ninja Turtle should be to an around 6 foot tall person. So it's like Spike looks good, but then Mikey looks too short, but that is accurate. That is correct. That is 6 scale. 6 scale is a 6 foot tall person is 12 inches. And then the last 6 scale figure I decided to bring out just because I thought it's just another cool actor in another cool costume. It's the Hot Toys Mandalorian. All right. And I'm going to lay him down just so he doesn't fall. You can kind of already see spoilers over here, but slight variations to my usual comparisons. Instead of Spawn, we have the McFarlane Toys Batman Forever, Val Kilmer Batman. This I have because it looks great. And I have the brand new Michael Keaton because it looks great. But I don't have a McFarlane Ben Affleck because none of them have looked good to me. Sorry. Make a good looking McFarlane Ben Affleck Batman in just the regular suit and not any of the weird fancy Justice League or Flash armored suits, and I'll get them. We have the Super 7 Silverhawks Ultimates Bluegrass and Sideman toy version. Instead of Stinkor, we have the Mattel Masterverse Revel. Is it the first one or the second one? I can't remember if it's Revelation or Revolution. But it's the sorceress version of Evil Lynn. Because she's a bat. The NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze Michelangelo. The Hasbro Marvel Legends comic book Deadpool. Because I already showed Medicom MAFEX Snyder Cut Justice League Batman, I was like, I could bring him back out, but because I have this and I do like it, I thought I would bring this out instead. So it is the Medicom MAFEX. Is it the Batman v Superman? It's the good one. It's not the crappy one that breaks. Medicom MAFEX Henry Cavill Superman. I don't remember what movie. Maybe Joss Whedon Justice League, because he doesn't wear that in the Snyder Cut. Jack's Pacific Super Mario. Fresh Monkey Fiction Eagle Force Agent Grimm. And the Diamond Select Toys. I just realized that I'm cutting stuff off. Let me drop this back down a little. There we go. Don't ask me. I can't even keep my own figures straight. You're no help, Justin. Why do I even pay you? Wait, I don't pay you. That explains it. The Diamond Select Toys Justice League, as in Bruce Timm Justice League, Mini-Mates Batman. So I got a Kevin Conroy in here. somehow. I'd thought about like bringing one of the DC Direct animated ones, but I was like, it's a lot of just like 6 or 7 inch Batmans, and this is like, I'm trying to have some variety. Like, I'm trying to have some theming, like with Val Kilmer or Bat Evil Lynn, but so yeah, he's freaking awesome, man. I don't know if he's sold out. I don't know if he's still available. Go look. Sideshow.com, not sponsored. SIDESHOW. So I got mine from. They have a very helpful, they're not sponsored, but I'm going to promote this anyways. They have a very helpful payment plan option. That is typically the only way I've been able to get any 6-scale figures is with the payment plans. There's usually a non-refundable deposit that you have to put down, but the further out a figure is, the more you can split your payments up to keep them lower, and you can even choose what day of the month. I think it's 5s, so it's the 5th, the 10th, the 15th, the 20th, or the 25th, but that's still really cool that you can do that. So yeah, there's my Sideshow plug. Not sponsored. Oh man, sponsor me, Sideshow. I'd have a lot more 6-scale figures than I currently do, just because it's not my preferred scale. 6 inch, 12 scale is my preferred scale. But if Sideshow wants to, pay me to own more of these expensive ass figures, then I'm not going to say no to that. Justin lives and dies by the payment plan. Please don't die. We've had this discussion already this week, Justice. You are not allowed to die. I forbid it. Affirm is my baby daddy. I'm in debt to Affirm and Sezzle, so I'm kind of screwed there. And if I can't get that fixed, I may never be able to use them again. But that's what being unemployed for almost a year does to your credit and credit score. And that's why past TENIME is that's why past TENIME was invaluable for buying these for me, present day TENIME. So thank you, past TENIME. I very, very much appreciate you giving me new toys. I just got my Hobby Link Japan private warehouse shipment. Man, they were holding onto it for a while. And I don't mean like they were holding onto it for a while before I hit ship. They were holding on to it for a while after I hit ship. In the past, I've selected DHL and I've literally had it from Japan in, I'm not kidding or exaggerating, 2 days. But like I hit ship like at least a month, if not longer ago. But this is not a review of Hobby Link Japan. Hey, if Hobby Link Japan wants to sponsor me and pay me for looking at 12th scale import figures, like the ones that I have, like some My Hero and The Boys and some DC Comics stuff, please. Prepaid toys are the best when you get them in, but I hate it when you have to fork over money. Agreed. See, I'm of two minds about that. I get salty when I have to pay up front because it's obviously so much easier to just hit pre-order and you have it secured and you don't have to worry about it selling out. That's why I love not sponsored Big Bad Toy Store or Amazon or Pulse. None of them are sponsored. Walmart used to be, but they've been pre-authorizing pre-orders. So they take the money up front, then they give it back to you after 2 weeks, and then you have to give it back to them when it comes back in stock. It's like, if you're going to hold on to the money, keep it. Don't give it back, and then especially don't hold on to it for 2 weeks. But this is not a review of Walmart's crappy website from 1983. Even before the pre-auths, their website is very outdated. He's awesome. He's great. You saw my nitpicks. I'm so glad that I had a brain fart and my initial nitpick of, oh, he has no neck articulation. That's so dumb. Is, oh, whoopsie. Yes, he does. He has a completely functional and articulated neck. I don't know. I'm playing with the tape measure. I should probably. I don't do this for everything. For most toys, I feel like these are better than a tape measure because these give you an idea, and that's why I use so many different lines. Super 7 Ultimates, McFarlane, Marvel Legends, 18th scale. I don't know what scale Mario is. Minimates are 2 inches tall. I used to know what scale Minimates were in. 1/32nd, I think. But then you have the slightly smaller import figures. You have other 7-inch that are technically both, like these 3 or 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 are technically all supposed to be in 1/10 scale. But look at how much they vary from each other. So it's like, my point of doing this instead of a tape measure is to show you this is a better idea of how big this figure is. Because I'm assuming that someone somewhere has at least one of these lines that they can go, oh, I have movie turtles, that helps. Or, oh, I only collect Minimates, which it's off screen, but but there are some instances where the tape measure absolutely comes in handy. So there's that. I have to stand up, so I can't really see where bending over is difficult for me physically. It hurts a lot. Looks like he's 12.5 inches to the top of his head. So, and then the ears are a little taller than that. But that's the best I can do. Hopefully that helps you. I can't put it directly behind him because the cape is going to like skew it a little. There you go. So yeah, upcoming videos. I have so many I need to film and then edit. I have so many that are already done and filmed, but they need to be edited before they can be uploaded. I've already gone through those in other live streams. I kind of even wanted to just do this as an edited video, but then like when I got the shipping notice, I'm like, I'm doing a live stream. Well, and live streams are easier and better quality since I figured out I can use my phone instead of that crappy front-facing camera on the iPad. And like I've said too, I'm sure it's been replaced now because I got it in October of 2023. But in October of 2023, this was the newest, toppest of the linest iPad from Apple. So it's not like it's an old camera, but none of my iPad live streams looked good. I don't know what to say. I don't think that my other microphone is dead, so Kat and I should be able to do trivia this month. It will be, if we can schedule it, and if I can work on the thumbnail, procrastinating jerk. I'm also months behind on Patreon rewards, so thankfully only one of my patrons actually gets rewards. Everyone else is at the lower tiers, but if you'd like to become a Patreon, patreon.com/TENIME. $5 a month gets you unlimited behind-the-scenes access to all artworks, works in progress, including YouTube thumbnails. The only other tier is the $10 tier that gets you artwork of your choice. I will draw you a full-color, full-body character of your choice in my distinctive Americanized anime style. And then if you subscribe to more than 1 month, then you'll get a collage of all of the months that you subscribe to, which I still need to print. I still need to print and ship Josh's collage from last year, but I'm actually kind of like, let me just wait until the end of this year and I'll send him not only his 2024 collage and his 2025 collage together, but I will also send him other prints that I know that he wants for free as an apology. And then I plan on hopefully Josh isn't watching this because this is a secret. I plan on drawing Josh some stuff too. So like just from scratch. So yeah, so you can get artwork from me at the $10 tier. And again, if you however many months you do, you'll get that collage. So Josh subscribes for a year. He gets 12 characters in his collage. I never know how to close these out. Like I need to like script my live stream closings. The problem is I'm a Midwesterner and we have troubles saying goodbye. And then I'm autistic on top of it with ADHD. So I'm ADHD. I'm an ADHD Midwesterner. So that's why I can never end these things. That's why I like the edited format, because there is a definitive way to end them. The YouTube algorithm sucks and is cruel and sadistic for small channels like me. Please help me out by liking this video. Please help me out by commenting, especially if you're not live. Thank you, Justin, for keeping the live chat going. But if you're watching this pre-recorded, please leave a comment in the description, in the comment section below. Please share this with your friends. Please subscribe if you have not already. Thank you very much to all of you who have watched and enjoy watching. I used to do hot toys, but I had to get out. Yeah, it's why I only do, like, with the exception of my Guardians of the Galaxy obsession, where I'm like, I need all of them from all of the movies, even if I only display one iteration at a time, which is currently, I need to do shelf tours. Dusting, I need to dust first before I do shelf tours, and dusting takes forever. But my Guardians, I have Volume 3's Rocket, Star-Lord, Nebula, Groot, and then Cosmo came with Rocket. And then I have Volume 1 Drax. I don't think they're ever going to make a Volume 2 because I don't necessarily know if there's any differences between them. They showed prototypes for Volumes 3 Drax and Mantis in their blue Guardians uniforms. I want and need those, please. They took so long to release Mantis that she's not solely a Volume 2 Mantis. She's actually the holiday special Mantis. But she could look like Volume 2 Mantis. And then Yondu from Volume 2, because I got the big fin, because that's more comic accurate. And I don't do it because it's more comic accurate. I do what I like. And I think the tall fin looks better than just the flat, like, mohawk thing. Who else is in that shelf? Gamora, Volume 2 Gamora, because Volume 1 Gamora has bare arms and rubber skin, so I can't pose her without worrying about breaking her elbows. So thankfully, Volume 2, she had the jacket coming down to her forearms. But this is not a review. So yes, 6 scale, I only cherry pick. 1 Harley, 1 Patrick Bateman, 1 Captain America, and it's not even the traditional costume. So that was the point I was trying to get to. Tangents. Except for Guardians, I do 1 here and there. I technically didn't even pay for Mandalorian. I traded the quarter scale Grogu, who I got on accident because I, for some reason, stupidly didn't look at what I was ordering and had ordered quarter scale instead of, I thought it was 6 scale. I didn't think it was the full size, but I thought it was like going to be 6 scale Grogu, but it ended up being the quarter scale. So I traded the quarter scale Grogu to a toy shop, and it was like the prices were pretty even. I think I had to pay like, because I think I had to pay like an extra $25 for the difference. But I traded quarter scale Grogu for 6 scale Mando with Grogu. So I got my 6 scale Grogu, and I got a bonus Mando. for an extra 25 bucks. There we go. So I paid $25 for Mando, and I traded quarter scale Grogu for 6 scale Grogu. And turtles were turtles, you know, and God, how long ago were those out? Like, that's almost 10 years, probably 10 years. Like, share, comment, subscribe, Patreon, upcoming videos, kinda, maybe, sorta. Find me on social media. Links are in the description. I don't do a whole lot of activity on Facebook, Instagram. I've mainly been trying to get help with bills, which makes me feel weird that like I'm asking for help and then I do toy reviews, and I don't want people thinking that, you know, oh, well, if you stop buying toys, then you'd be able to pay your bills. Well, no, see, the problem is I can't do either right now, is the problem. All of these toys are either past TENIME, and we're talking 11 months ago TENIME paid for them, or generous friends like Kat, or I managed to sell a toy to buy a toy when using the money from selling the toy wouldn't have made a dent on any of my debt. So it's like, and I'm not going to sit here and try and justify mental health of these plastic things. Keep me here. They keep me alive. It's sad, it's pathetic, but is what it is. Hire me for a full-time job at the pay rate that I need to sustain cost of living in this capitalistic hellhole. But Justin said you've got to find a little joy no matter the situation. Thank you. I'm glad that you can understand. The only hot toys I have left is Darth Vader. Ooh, nice. Which specific Darth Vader? Or just, I mean, because they all have different looks. They're not all the same. Like, Darth Vader is not identical from 4, 5, and 6. He's different in all 3 movies. Plus, then some of the newer versions are still that classic design of Vader, but are like cooler. Because I mean, Black Series, I have the Obi-Wan Kenobi Vader, and you know, it technically it was Hayden Christensen in the suit, but the figure itself is like classic Darth Vader, and it's a great freaking figure. I think the New Hope one. Nice. Well, thank you everyone for joining me. Those are never hollow words. I do appreciate it. See, I'm going insane here. I very much appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Those are never hollow words. You know, I'm a very small channel. I can't make pennies off these videos yet. That's how small I am. I don't think I'm ever going to get to the point where, you know, I'm buying houses and cars and hiring staff to work on my videos for me. That's never going to happen. I don't necessarily need it to happen. I just, in life in general, I just don't want to have to struggle anymore. That's it. I don't need to be rich. I just don't want to struggle anymore. So if you are struggling, please find someone to talk to. It's important. Unless you're an asshole, in which case the world is better off without you. But hopefully if you're watching this video, you're a cool, nice person, and the world is better off with you in it. This channel has no room for jerks. We're all nice to each other here, regardless of color, creed, orientation, gender. I was trying to think of like different ways to, you know. I don't have a problem with religious people who are good people. I have a problem with the hypocrites. And there's a certain type of religious hypocrite that is the most vocal on this planet that I have a massive problem with, which then my autistic self-defense is to come back with the same energy. So, and I've always been that way about everything. If you're like, that movie sucks and you're stupid for liking it, I'm literally going to be like, well, you know what? Then that movie that you love sucks and you're stupid for liking that. So it's, I get criticism for that. It's like, well, you want everybody to respect your opinion, but then you're like, Joaquin Phoenix is the worst actor in the world. But it's, I'm not trying to be the jerk by saying, I I don't like Man of Steel. I mean, see, I enjoy parts of Man of Steel or Dawn of Justice, or I enjoyed the Snyder Cut for the most part. But it's like, if I'm saying something definitive as that sucks, that's stupid, that's bad, it's because I have experienced too much in reverse about either the same or similar things that it's defensive. So please don't get offended because I am just being defensive because I've had too much of Ben Affleck sucks, Michael Keaton's the best. I don't dislike Michael Keaton's Batman. I don't dislike the Tim Burton movies. But you start talking about that Ben Affleck's the worst casting that ever could have been made, and he's just terrible and just the worst ever, then I'm going to be like, well, then Michael Keaton's the worst ever, and you're stupid for liking it. So it's like, it's a defense. Don't start none, won't be none. And FAFO. F around and find out. I'm just killing time right now. So if you're still watching this, thank you very much. I love you. Legit. Life is short. Life is scary. Tell the people you appreciate that you love them. If you're still watching this after an hour and 47 minutes, I fucking love you. I apologize for dropping the F-bomb. I do love you. Please stay safe. TTFN. Ta-ta for now. Oh, eat the rich.